and I wish
Oh, hey.
they got Jimmy John's without us. Did you see the
Hold on,
Jimmy
you
John's?
had a chicken finger basket? All right, here's what the people want to know. They want to know. We're here at Syndicate.
They want to know why you ordered Jimmy John's without us.
Wait, Chris ordered Jimmy John's?
We
No.
came as the TTT
No.
Syndicate to Syndicate Crown. Like, we're supposed to be in this together.
Do you know what syndicate means?
Use it in a sentence.
The syndicate of people.
That does work.
Exactly.
Does.
Should I tell them my definition and see if I can get it?
Give it
Hey,
your
man,
best shot.
we're on tour and our drum kit just fell apart. I know we have a spare one back at the office. Do you mind? Can you send a kid?
It's not contrived at all. It wasn't forced.
That's the first time I said it right, but I didn't really get there with grace.
It was nice. Yeah.
All right, for the people at home, what are we doing, fellas?
We're going to go over day one of the syndicate. Can you syndicate?
Kit. Hey, send me a kit.
Hey, let's actually take a pause because I just realized I'm on a frame rate that I don't need to be on. And we'll come back in 5. And we're back. Wow.
Hey, welcome back, Chris. So we are talking about day one of the syndicate. Can you syndicate? Crown.
Nice.
What happened today?
Today was a fun day, man.
It was a fun day.
Today was a fun day. I mean, like when you usually picture day one, like you don't want to come out too hot and get your hopes up too high. But like, I feel like across the board, there's a lot of good execution. There was a lot of like already good experiences and good moments.
Yeah.
And just set some momentum going into the rest of the weekend.
For both the teams and the individuals, it can also be hard because the lift was on day one, which for some people works out really well. Those that are super strong, they can get up and they get 100 points or 90 points, whatever. But also for those that maybe are super talented that aren't that strong, it can be a detriment to at least their mindset going into day two. But I think everyone handled it well.
Yeah, no, it was interesting. I didn't get to watch as much of the teams as I would have liked, but the individuals basically is like the complex strength event, obviously, and then a high power, like how hard can you push the bike? How fast can you push the torque tank? It favors a certain kind of athlete.
sure.
So day one, like if that's not you, how are you able to minimize the gap to make sure that you're making up time on day 2 and day 3?
Yeah, I agree.
We got reservations at a fancy steakhouse, so let's not stay here too long. Let's go event by event. So we started with the team workout.
Snatch ladder.
Snatch ladder.
The one thing I will say is it was so much fun to see Mike under pressure hit a snatch because it's always so easy for him.
It looks so easy.
It's crazy. I don't think he's hit 290 in how long.
He made like a little tough like grimace on his face, like it was tough. But man, that looks way too easy.
I came up to him and I was like, "What just happened?" Like that looked like a
the
warm-up.
bar floats up.
Yes.
And it's like, and it's like, what? How'd you just do that?
One of the things he did say to me is he felt really good and he wanted to go heavier, but it's such a risk that, if he misses, let's say he goes to 300 or 305 and he misses it, then he's still, his last weight is 205, whereas he knows that he can hit, 285,
right?
Where he knows he can hit 290 and at least they get that extra 5 pounds to bump them up, which actually made sense at the end. Like if you look at their score, they finished 4th in that workout and then they obviously finished 3rd in the second one. So now they're 2nd overall.
I thought it was a great decision. I mean,
Kyle's here with our clothes so we can go to the steakhouse.
Kyle!
Yeah, I'm not going to strip right now on camera, but I will later.
Dirty underwear, Adam.
Dirty underwear.
Whoa. Let's stay on track, fellas.
Man, all right. Yeah. Got distracted.
And then also we had Mia with a competition PR, which was awesome.
PR.
I will say that the celebration was not my favorite.
No.
She could have done better.
No. The lift was great. The hug was pristine. But that little dance afterwards, dance training starts Monday.
That's what it was.
That was not whiskey driven. That was just that was actually what it looked like.
Listen, I know that.
Wait, Kyle, do the dance.
Exactly.
Do the dance.
Mia's fiance, what do you say?
Do the
Weak
dance.
sauce?
Do the dance.
Do the dance
for us.
He's gonna do it. He's gonna do it.
Oh, I thought you put your drink down like you're gonna do it. No. All right. No, but congratulations, Mia. That was awesome.
It was awesome.
I've known her. When did you guys come? Is that like 4 years ago? Today was the first time that I hugged her in celebration. I hope that was worth it for her. She told me the other day, she's like, Adam, you've never hugged me.
Oh my God.
And I just want to hug. So she PR'd and I hugged her today.
Oh, so she
I got
forced the
uncomfortable.
issue?
Well, she
did.
She brought it up.
Are you coming to our wedding?
No. Yeah.
You're not going to their wedding?
Yeah, I got
We got
stuff,
reservations. We got reservations.
So I think those were the two highlights. Seeing Mike
Big
hit that,
highlights.
he probably could have hit 305 or 310 to be honest, and then Mia hitting the PR. Both
actually-
of them hitting the 180 bar.
You finished?
Sorry. Yeah, go
I noticed that you had Coach Ryan, and Kyle Habdo were sitting there watching the prior heats, writing down with their yellow legal paper What were they doing, and how did that help?
They're trying to track the totals of the teams that came before them so that if any of our athletes got to that last bar, that 11th bar, we'd have an idea about how to gauge where they needed to go. So Mike got there. He's looking up at Ryan. What should I put on the bar? It was probably a conservative call. I mean, even talking to Mike afterwards, like he maybe had a little bit more in him, but you do the best you can to put up a score that's going to try and hold up with the information that you have in the moment.
I was sitting down there filming, and Ryan's yelling whatever the numbers were. He was like, 285 will tie, 290 will whatever he said. That might not be the right numbers. Yeah. But then Mike was like, huh?
What's funny about it is
they went back and forth for a few times.
Mike and I talked about it after, and he's like, I couldn't hear anything he was saying. He was trying to like he kept talking to me. And I was like, I need to go back and watch it on the YouTube channel. And they had Mike's face zoomed in.
When he goes, huh?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
my gosh.
Awesome.
So Mike didn't know.
He had no clue.
So here's what next time, if we're going to put all this effort into getting the yellow paper, let's also get some signs.
I brought, those square whiteboards that we have at the gym. I brought 2 of those with markers.
You left them in the car?
Dry erase. Yeah, they're in the car.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I was gonna try and Alexis. Yeah, 210. No, 215. And then I left my.
All right. So
Coach of the Year award.
The first event for the individuals was the clean complex. They came out right after the teams.
Yep.
Honestly, if you look at all the athletes that we coach, some of them maybe didn't finish as high up on the leaderboard as they want to, but I think almost everyone hit the weights that they were expected to hit or beyond that. So, I'd start with some of the ladies that I was watching. Faith Stewart.
Bummer, I actually don't have any clips of Faith because her and Allison were going at the same time.
They were in the same pair.
Yeah. They were in the same pair,
Faith.
which was fun to watch. It was actually kind of cool to see both of them side by side or kind of diagonal to each other. But, she came to me afterward and she's like, man, I wish I would have hit that 200, which she missed at the end. Yeah. But what's crazy about it is a year ago, her 1 RM was 185. And now she hit the complex at 190 and she should have hit the 200 complex. She just missed the jerk, barely missed it forward. Yeah. So it's just crazy how much progress she's made. And the same is true for all the ladies.
Yeah. No, I mean, the complex itself was impressive. I think Alexis ended up at 215 and her 1 RM is like 220.
Man, so, that is nuts.
Like the numbers that they're at with respect to how close they are to their actual 1 RMs for a clean and jerk is crazy.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
Allison was pretty close to hitting
Allison did 210. She did 210, missed 220.
She went 220.
She missed 220.
Yeah, I remember that.
In the back, we were thinking, all right, it'll be somewhere between 215 and 220. We saw that there was 3 in the first heat who were at 220. Let's try and get you to that bottleneck. Honestly, I think it was worth the risk.
I agree.
Yeah. It's the first event. You know that lifting is going to be one of your strengths, especially for Allison. Let's take the risk. Let's go for it. I mean, the front squat just grinded a little bit more than she thought.
Annalise, one of Kyle Roos' athletes, hit 190. She barely missed.
Is this her first year out of the teens?
Yeah, first year, or at least first year qualifying.
First year competing.
First year competing,
yeah. Man, another person that's made so much progress.
It's crazy how much stronger
she came into the gym. And she was like this tiny little
Wendy's employee.
Exactly. That barbell.
Yeah, she looked great. So, and it's a good experience too. Is if it's your first year, I don't think people realize how much pressure you put on yourself, but also how hard it is out there on the floor. You're against a bunch of people that and like almost idolize when you are getting into the CrossFit space and now you're competing against them.
It's the big leagues now. You jump right into the deep end pretty much. There's no middle ground there.
On the male side, we had a couple compete athletes. So Matthias Porter,
he
hit all 3 of his lifts.
Man, he looked
When you
good.
say compete, that's our TTT Compete online training program. Free plug.
That it is.
How long have those dudes been in the program?
Both Matthias and Evan have been in there for multiple years.
I've seen Evan for years and years and
2 or 3 years for Evan. At least, I mean, it's been over a year and a half for Matthias. It's really cool to see both of them too, because both of their limitations have been strength issues in the past. And to be able to qualify, they had to crush the total. And both of them crushed total. They PR'd a couple lifts. And then even out there, Evan missed his last lift, I think, I don't remember what it was. Did you get that?
Yeah, I do have that. So you'll be watching that if you're on YouTube, seeing that now. But what a save, though. I mean, you could tell it was at the edge of his ability, and he was fighting it. And it sucks he missed that last piece, but...
Well, one of the things
I admire the grit.
Yeah.
Going for it like that.
I was going to tell him too, like, I mean, his squatting has definitely gotten better, but like compared to, let's say, one of the guys that maybe wins the event, he's not that squat strong, but to sort of be able to grind out of the hole and get that was super impressive. And honestly, I thought he was going to be able to get that jerk. Maybe just a little bit. You're just fatigued, at the end of it.
So bad.
Wanted it bad.
Matthias's positions looked awesome,
dude. I thought so. He ended at 305.
Yeah, he crushed 305.
That's awesome. That's an awesome number for him to be able to hit.
Yeah, and talking to him in the back before, he said 275, 290, and then it was just kind of like go for it. He wasn't sure what he could hit, so he jumped 15 more pounds and get 305 is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a home run right there. You dream about those moments. For sure. 305 in that complex on the main stage.
What a name too, Matthias. I mean, come on.
I think
your name's Adam, dude.
It's literally the first name ever.
Basic.
It's the first name there ever was.
That is true. And then workout number 2 for the teams was the 3 minutes on, 1 minute off. It was funny to watch the training think tank team because I haven't talked to any of them, but I think that they thought they were doing really poorly.
They did. They thought they were
thought that.
So as the workout played out, Mayhem got a pretty good start.
Right.
Another team, I forget which one, got out there. And then from there, it was kind of like, a few other teams were in the mix, but they apparently, tell me if I'm right, Kyle, they thought they were in like 6th or 7th?
They thought they were in
8th.
They thought they were in 8th.
Yeah.
So I was in the back with you, actually. We were warming up some of our athletes, and I was like, you know what? I need to go and check out. So I peeked my head around the corner they have this giant beam that you can kind of squeeze your head through. And they just looked like they were so disappointed in themselves, pushing hard, but so disappointed. I'm like,
you mean after the workout?
No. In the middle of the workout, you could see it.
You can tell on their facial expressions if they think that they're killing it or if they think it's like, ooh, this is.
They just thought that they were like, hey, let's keep pushing. They were pushing hard. That's not a negative.
Do you think if they knew they were in 3rd, they would have done even better? Kyle over here said no.
I think they're just like, all of them have such grit that they were just like, let's catch up.
Yeah.
But they had maybe that's a better way to put it. Let's catch up face on as opposed to the
so maybe
we're killing it.
Yeah. Maybe it was a good thing.
But then they
lack of situational awareness.
Exactly.
Yeah. When you're in that far out lane, it's kind of hard. Like they were in 1.
Yeah, it's hard to keep track of what else is going on.
Well, one of the things that Mike told me after, the only thing he said to me was he couldn't hear the calls because they were right next to the speakers.
Yeah, they had a few no reps too.
That's probably
where
what
you could tell it was a no rep, but they also were just like, huh? Like, they couldn't hear it.
That'll do it to you. Like getting a no rep, all of a sudden you think that you're losing a lot of ground from that. That's probably played in their perception.
One of the things that people will learn if you watch a bunch of team events is breaking things up early and often makes even more sense for teams than it does in situations like that where it's like synchro work. Breaking the wall balls into sets of 5 may seem ridiculous, but like they did, I think 10-5-5 on a couple sets, and like it seemed like they were going slower, but they ended up being much faster.
You're just so much cleaner.
Yes.
You're so much cleaner. You don't get any no reps. We saw a couple of teams before you and I went down who were getting a ton of no reps just because they kept trying to force the issue. Yeah. And that's what happens with small sets is you don't have to force the issue.
Well, that's what me and Brandon did this morning with me and Brandon versus Perrin and Adam. Yeah. We broke sets. And
speaking of, let's stay on topic here. Let's keep moving.
Yeah, good job. Cheers. Yeah. So they finished in 3rd place. I think they will end up. Are they second overall right now?
Yeah. Second overall. Let's go.
So a great place for them.
Hell yeah.
Anything with the worm, they're going to crush. They are super gritty. They're tough. They're great with the calls. They know the teamwork stuff. I think
actually,
as long as
you say that, did you see the ending? I'll put it on.
Oh yeah,
on tape.
Brandy getting knocked
they were
out.
both on different sides of the shoulder there at the end and then Mike was just like, fuck this, and he threw it off his shoulder, but Brandy's head was on the other side, so it took her down.
Mike and Brandy got in a fight before the event, so he was just taking it out.
Oh no, poor Brandy.
Yeah,
sorry, Brandy.
But at any rate, they're going to be great at those events. I think the thing that's going to take them over the edge once they get to the games, because they're going to crush the rest of this weekend, is just continuing to improve the individual limitations that they have. So gymnastics density and other things like that.
Yeah. No, it's going to be fun to watch the rest of the weekend.
Cool. All right. So event 2 for the individuals.
Torque tank and echo bike and some dumbbell. I mean, I'm not going to call them filler movements because they did slow down a lot more than I was expecting them to.
There was some separation.
Yeah, there was some separation there. I think that watching Haley do those double dumbbell burpee deadlifts, or I don't even know what she was flying through those. Like her bike, I think, was probably above 70 RPM for almost the whole thing, but there was separation created on the dumbbell. So looking at that on paper, I think a lot of people were expecting like, where's the separation going to happen? But she created separation on almost every single component. It was really impressive to watch.
She did. For most of the other girls, it was on the bike.
Yeah.
And then the torque, as far as making up or losing time, maybe not as much, but it's how it affected you going into the bike or the other movements.
So watching Allison do the middle section, which we talked about it before, after you do the dumbbell deadlifts, you torque back, you have 20 cows, and you torque this way. That middle section right there has the potential to really just like destroy you mentally. Your legs are on fire. You have no rest. It's basically just like 4 minutes of just constant time under tension. And we talked about it. We prepared about it as much as we could mentally. And she got on that thing about the same time as like 3 other girls and just crushed that 20 cows. Yeah. And it was so impressive.
That was, I just told Allison this, sorry to cut you off, but I was like, it was funny watching her get back, even the 30 cows.
Yeah.
She got off with like 2 or 3 other girls, like kind of within a couple seconds. Yeah. She was the only one that looked okay.
Yeah.
And that's when I knew, I was like, she's going to be fine. And these other girls are going to be in trouble, because if you spill over already on the first 30 cows,
you have to know where the race is. That's not the race.
But she won that heat, right?
She did.
She won that heat.
I mean, by a lot.
But it was after that 20 cows. It was like after that, like everything just kept separating from that point, because she knew getting up to that point and then being ready to lean at that point was the entire race.
Did you talk to her about how fast she went on the 20 cows? Because I was interested in that.
We were thinking that she'd be able to hold something around 70. I think she said she was like 67, 68 or so, but it was still faster.
Was so much faster.
Yeah, it was still faster.
Every other girl. I mean, she was already ahead, but that was the point. Like to your point, she just crushed that part. And then she also like just looked comfortable throughout. And I think part of that is like, you guys have done enough work on the bike and other cyclical machines to be comfortable there.
There's been a lot of pain in the semifinal training in the last couple of weeks, but she went out there and she earned that. And honestly, like that kind of memory of winning your heat, being out in front for the whole thing, like that's something that's going to stick with her for a long time. So that was really cool to see.
She's earned that, right? Too.
Yeah.
Like she's worked so hard. It's fun. It's been a lot of fun watching her on site.
Heat 3 was Alexis. I think that the turnover on the double dumbbell deadlift surprised her a little bit, that she actually lost a little bit of ground there, but she was able to still stay calm. She chased down, I think, 4 people after the deadlifts and passed them, which we talked about it before with Allison. Like tank, 20 cows tank is the separator. And she was prepared to do that. She was a little bit surprised to be as behind as she was at that point, but she stayed calm and she executed, and she passed 4 people after that. It was a hard finish. That is just a brutal, brutal workout.
Yeah. Well, her actual finish, I don't know who that girl in lane 10 was, but they were neck and neck, and she passed her right at the end.
She passed her at the end of the devil's presses, even though she kind of got like a half no rep for not getting her chest to the ground.
On the first one, yeah.
Yeah, on the first one. But no, that was an awesome finish. She needed to do that. She did what she had to do in the lifting event. She came through. I think she ended up in 4th on that one. So we're sitting good heading into the rest of the weekend.
Yeah, I would say too, like just competition experience has helped her, or just like building confidence through training has helped her a lot, because I think last year she even would have probably panicked a little bit more when because she did get a little bit behind in the first 30 push in deadlift.
And you don't expect it, because she is really good on the machines. She's really good on the machines. Then all of a sudden you're 3 minutes in, like, oh shit, why is there 5 people ahead of me? But she stayed calm. She stuck with her plan, and she made up the ground when she had to.
For sure. For sure. On the guy side, did we get any film?
Didn't get any footage of the guys, but
terrible.
But
I'm a terrible. We had to rush here to set up this stupid show.
We'll end it there.
Cheers.
Good job, fellas.
Should we chug the rest of this bottle on camera?
I dare you, but expect us to see us tomorrow if
Syndicate.
we are still alive.
We'll have some better events tomorrow to talk over.
I thought you were going to say we'd have a better.
If we have a good one where we can play the full thing, we'll do it. If not,
that too.
Recap.
Maybe one of those.
Shaka bra.
Syndicate.